this room and to occupy a seat as the President is making his way up. Once again, final announcement for the guests in the foyer. Kindly join us on the inside as the President is making his way up to the conference room. Thank you so much.
Security está não, mano. Tá bom. O security não foi não, mano. Ah? Watch out, you take. You going up the front? Oh, you going to tell the security move? This is okay.
I think this John.
I tell you, man. I don't really like, right? Is it? Are you leaving? Are you leaving? President leaving? Siz jullie even kijken. Ja. Hier.
Dr. Mohamed Irvanali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Association of Guyana.
Representatives from the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, the Guyana Tourism Authority, and the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana.
Nominees, special invitees, members of the media, all present. A very good evening to you and welcome to the 14th edition of the Guyana Tourism Awards and Gala here at the Marriott Hotel. My name is Miriam Gerard, Guyana's Media Maven, and tonight I am happy to share the duties of Master of Ceremony with a dedicated and passionate photographer, communicator.
The word that first comes to mind when we think of Guyana is our dear home.
And land and rain waters, okay? But I completely agree with you, Omari. Over 835,000 of us call these 83,000 square miles our origin and a land of birth. But how many of us can say with conviction that we have truly explored every nook and cranny of Guyana? Far too often, we find ourselves trapped in the monotony of our daily lives, too preoccupied with the responsibilities we hold to venture beyond our communities in search of what Guyana has to offer.
Fortunately, the nominees for the awards tonight have freed themselves from that proverbial prison. As stakeholders of the tourism industry, you are the ones that are catalysts for our curiosity.
You're the ones who innovate tourism products and help us to explore the path less traveled and gain clarity on the opinion of French novelist Marcel Proust, who posited that the real voyage of discovery consists not only in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Esteemed guests, so without your devotion to our tourism development, our perspective of Guyana would be dreadfully myopic.
So thank you for giving us a variety of cultural performances from Guyana's best artists.
Now, if you hail from the ancient county of Berbice, then you should be pretty proud for our next performer. Now, in his formative years, he took every opportunity that was presented to him to hone his craft as a singer-songwriter, and that diligence has paid off over the last few years. He's earned a place in the hearts of Guyanese across the diaspora and currently holds the title of reigning male soca monarch.
Now, our next performer may have convinced you that he's a handyman for hire, but let's not forget his talented penmanship and ability to perform.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please put your hands together and help us to welcome the one and only Calvin Burnett.
We're
Our first speaker has over a decade of experience in the tourism sector. His expertise ranges from sustainable development to destination development and industry capacity building. He possesses a deep commitment to positioning Guyana as a sustainable.
Guyana Tourism Authority continues to advance the national tourism agenda through strategic planning, stakeholder collaboration, and innovative marketing.
Thank you, Omari and Laurier, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, the Honorable Sultan Rodriguez, the Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, members of Cabinet, Permanent Secretary Roger Rogers, other Permanent Secretaries present this evening, the President of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, Mr. Mitra Rakumar, and the Executive of THAG, members of the private sector, Tushaus, community representatives, influencers, members of the media, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And welcome to the Jewels of the Night. Let me first say that I'm really elated that we're here again at the award ceremony. It's one of the most anticipated events for tourism stakeholders. And I know we haven't hosted for a couple of years, but really happy and excited that we could have such a diverse range of the tourism industry here with us. The award ceremony, of course, is the culminating event for Tourism Awareness Month. And we've had quite a month. We've collectively hosted several sensitization programs here locally and internationally. We have done media familiarization trips to the heartland of the ecotourism, product in the Rupununi, to the hallways of World Travel Market, establishing new connections and reinforcing and strengthening existing ones. I can say that this Tourism Awareness Month has been quite impactful, if there ever was one. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a celebratory mood. We want to recognize, we want to honor, and we want to award individuals and businesses that have made stellar contributions over the last year or so. And I think it's very fitting that the culminating event is focused on people, because people is what makes the tourism industry tick. And whilst AI is good for efficiency and visitor management, there's nothing that can replace the human interaction. And that's why we're here in the tourism industry. So, our strategic partnerships have been strong, and I don't think they've been stronger both locally and internationally. We want to recognize all our partners that have supported us over the last 5 years or so. And tonight, we are making an inclusion into this award ceremony to honor and recognize all of those strategic partners that have played quite a pivotal role, a fundamental role in developing and promoting Guyana's tourism economy. In addition to that, we've added another segment, because a major part of our tourism composition is innovation and tourism. And as such, we have honored this evening all of the conservation outfits and initiatives that have supported tourism and vice versa. And I think that is a tremendous thing to do, and tonight we're going to honor all of those individuals. We will be honoring the national tour guides. So what we're looking at is specialization, and that's the framework. And that is His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. We are poised for a great future with this leadership. In closing, I'd like to reiterate my congratulations to all of you. I think everyone here is a star, not only the winners and the nominees, but everybody. I believe that is a net contribution of all of us here that has brought us to this moment. So, continue to shine bright like a diamond. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bash, for that opening address and also for emphasizing the value of so handsome and suave and gorgeous and beautiful. We're all just sitting and staring and not really having a bit of conversation. So this juncture, I just want you after you say, I'm happy to see you. If you've never met the person, you can say, it's nice to meet you. And feel free to go have a compliment, because we all have taken time. The Guyanese is one of kindness, compassion, and camaraderie. Alright? So feel free to share a smile with the person sitting next to you as this evening's formal program continues to unfold. Coming next to lend their voice into tonight's program is a transformative leader in Guyana's tourism and hospitality sector. Distinguished guests, for over 25 years, he served as the Chief Financial Officer at Roraima Airways Incorporated, where he played an instrumental role in advancing Guyana's aviation and hospitality landscape, while simultaneously championing sports, cultural events, and ecotourism.
Today, he serves as the president of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, where he guides policy dialogue, expands membership, and forges partnerships to promote sector growth. Sustainable tourism as well. Please.
Thank you, Masters of the Ceremony. Thank you for breaking the ice. And thank you to the dynamic director of the Guyana Tourism Authority for your opening remarks. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Susan Rodriguez, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, members of the Diplomatic Corps. I don't think I need to mention Mr. Bash, I know Director Adian. So, the PS of the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, other PSs, members of government, members of cabinet, heads of agencies. I see the Director General from GCA here, and many other private sector leaders in the room. I address all of you, executives and members of TAG. I see so many of you here. If I were to call the names, I will probably run out of my time, and I trust you with brief remarks. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Executives of and staff of Mintic, GTA, and TAG. These are hard-working staff, and I believe they deserve a round of applause for doing all the work. Tourism partners, friends, members of the media, good evening. It is a pleasure for me as President of TAG to stand before you this evening to celebrate excellence, honor, dedication, and recognize collaborative effort that continues to shape the future of tourism in our beloved country. Honorable Minister, me being given the opportunity to address this fancy crowd is an example of PPP at work. I know you were silent. I know you were thinking, but I mean public-private partnership. The director underscored how strong that partnership is working and will continue. And so one of the things that we will be doing as staff is joining with the minister and the GT on the campaign of tourism is everybody's business. To change some of the unbecoming behavior, to put it mildly. I see my friend Mr. Freitas here. And so it emphasizes the point that tourism is a catalyst for positive change. His Excellency, if you would permit me to be a little humor into this program. A few evenings ago, I know you mentioned what would get the crowd excited. And one of the things you mentioned is production, and that didn't get the crowd excited. And then you mentioned cash grant. But I want to say to you that what will get this crowd excited is tax concession. I must mention at this point that VIP concierge type service is surging in its demand. People are coming with private jets and they require to be transported in these type of vehicles, especially land cruiser, because it provides that extra layer of safety and comfort. And so when we are on the topic of tax concession, I would like to see included in incentive packages being extended to small and medium-sized expansions in tourism. Including this experience, refurbishment and retooling of lodges and hotels. In keeping with my ambit of brief remarks, I want to underscore 3 plans and initiatives that the government, His Excellency, has outlined, and the tourism sector is grateful for. One of those is Georgetown Revival Plan, which will transform the city into a sustainable modern capital while preserving our unique heritage. This includes the Starrow and Reading waterfront development. I wish to also point out the work of the Honorable Minister Priyamani Chan and the work that she is doing in the Ministry of Local Government. I think she deserves a round of applause. I wish to commend the government's call for expressions of interest in the development of eco-lodges and resorts in regions 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9. My second item that I would like to give kudos to the government on is investment in road network and projects, which we would like to have contractors complete much sooner rather than later. On that note, High Commissioner J. Miller, I wish to denounce in the strongest possible term the Telegraph report on the UK-funded Linden to Muguru Road, which found a road to nowhere. Because road will be a game changer for us. Road networks will be a game changer for us. Not only because it significantly reduces the cost for our guests and travelers, both local and international. It will also provide us with the ability to access supplies for our operation at much reduced cost. I need not mention that it will also see reduction in costs for the community, because most of the places are within community. So roads are essential, and so it is rather unfortunate. And I don't believe the reported analysis behind why the road is relevant and what it means for the sector. So I would just want to state unequivocally that it benefits tourism in one of the most significant ways that will see transformational and sustainable development, because that's one of the key objectives of the UK fund. Because air travel will always, it will never be cheap. It might become affordable, but it will never be cheap. So I had a meeting with the Aircraft Owners Association, who a lot of are also members of that. And they face a myriad of issues that keeps the cost to where it is. And so one needs to look at that in the holistic picture. And that is why the roads are so important to us. I also want to mention the government's plan for digital Guyana, a comprehensive plan to modernize government services through a focus on digital infrastructure, artificial intelligence, and cross-agency collaboration. This will greatly assist our operators and the staff in the interior who needs to access government service. In this regard, I would like to recognize the works of the Honorable Minister Zulfikar Ali, who is the Minister of Public Works and Government Efficiency and Implementation. I believe the title says it. So tonight, as we look around the room, we are reminded of the incredible journey that our tourism sector has taken. One that is driven by passion, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Tonight is a moment for us to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of every individual and business in this room. Because once you are in this room, you will have made outstanding contributions to Guyana's tourism landscape, and you deserve a loud round of applause. Our industry is expanding rapidly. We see it in the skyline, dotted with new hotels and ongoing construction, and in the steady launch of new tours and hospitality services. These developments reflect increased demand and signal strong investor confidence, something that we should never take for granted, right, Mr. President? And a promising future for our sector. Yet, with expansion comes an important responsibility, ensuring that as we grow in scale, we also elevate the quality and consistency of the experience we provide. Hospitality remains the heart of tourism. As our visitor number rises, so do the need for a skilled, professional, and well-motivated workforce. This is why TAG continues to work and collaborate for more training, certification, and professional development across the entire tourism value chain. As our industry grows, we are proud that this growth has been inclusive, bringing economic opportunities into villages, indigenous communities, and family-run tourism enterprises across the country. It is essential that we continue on this path, ensuring that expansion strengthens not only businesses, but also household communities and generations. We are consistently encouraged by the feedback from visitors who rapidly praise the warmth, friendliness, and genuine Guyanese hospitality of our people. This is a tribute to our tour guides, as Carmen mentioned, housekeepers, chefs, drivers, all the frontline staff who shape the visitor experience, often quietly, often behind the scenes, but always with pride and dedication. In closing, I reaffirm TAG's commitment to stand shoulder to shoulder with the government of Guyana, the Guyana Tourism Authority, our members, our communities, to support training, champion quality, promote inclusive growth, and persevere warmth and authenticity that makes Guyanese hospitality a reflection of our heart and soul. So thank you and congratulations to all the nominees and awardees tonight. Let us all celebrate your achievement as you inspire us to work harder. I thank you very much.
Especially for reminding us of the wonderful initiative that our government has restored for the development of the tourism industry. Our next cultural performance was choreographed by Natalie Adams, a dance teacher who has made it her life's mission to educate others through movement. On the right, young people are able to use dance as a vehicle of self-expression, social commentary, and celebration. Please, give a big round of applause for the Joro Dance Group.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way, can't let this moment end. You set off a dream with me, getting louder now, can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause starting without you, all the shine, the thousands of not be enough. Time goes into little, this hands to hold the world.
For our creative arts here in Guyana, another really great avenue for tourism, because of course, whenever our talented singers, dancers, actors are able to share their skills on regional stages, they're not only demonstrating their passion for a specific art form, they are also showing the rest of the world what Guyana has to offer. And do you think a Joro would be good representation for us? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to announce the first round of awards, and we will begin with the Best Emerging Tour Guide Award.
I'd like to call the Deputy Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Mr. Lofty Mangro, to present the following awards.
This specific award honors emerging tour guides with 1 to 5 years of experience. The winner of this award demonstrates a strong understanding of Guyana's tourism offerings. They possess a welcoming demeanor, they communicate effectively and accurately, and that person is also enthusiastic about the tourism sector. This awardee consistently provides customer-focused services and commits to professional growth within the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your nominees? Yeah? So if you're an emerging tour guide, you should be getting excited right now. Our nominees for this category are Malcolm Rodius, tourism as a meaningful career path. Once again, put your hands together for this year's emerging tour guide, Christopher Persson. Next, we are moving on to the Tourism and Conservation Initiative category. And we're going to ask our dedicated director here, deputy director, to remain on stage with us to also present this award.
The Top Tourism and Conservation Initiative Award recognizes a project or program that successfully integrates tourism with environmental conservation. This award highlights initiatives that demonstrate a commitment to protecting Guyana's natural ecosystems, biodiversity, and cultural heritage, while fostering sustainable tourism practices that benefit both the environment and local communities.
Each of the persons and individuals and entities in this category are so great at what they do that we're not going to have a list of nominees with one winner. We are going to award each of them with a trophy tonight. And we're going to begin with the South Rukuni Conservation Society. Accepting this award is the president of SRCS, Leroy Ignacio.
Conservation Society has demonstrated exceptional leadership in integrating conservation with sustainable tourism through its community-led wildlife protection programs, such as the Red System Research Project, the Gala Anteater Monitoring Project, and partnerships with local ecologists. SRCS has helped safeguard key species while creating meaningful nature-based tourism opportunities in the South of the world.
The work that they do strengthens responsible tourism, supports indigenous livelihoods, and ensures that visitors experience the region's biodiversity in a way that is both educational and sustainable. Another round of applause for the South Ukraine Conservation Society.
Next up, our next award is Hyman House Incorporated. Accepting this award is Treasurer, Ms. Wendy Lawrence.
As Wendy makes her way to the stage, let me inform you that what might have begun as a research into the black caiman has over the years given rise to protection of the yellow-footed turtles, which has seen them move from a place of reduced population to increase over the years. Acting as the stewards of the turtles, rangers conduct monitoring and educational sessions to help communities understand the value of protecting turtles. Ladies and gentlemen, Hyman House Incorporated, they also host the annual Turtle Festival, which brings organizations, communities, and young people together in a village celebration, which leads to the release of young turtles into the Rupununi River with an increased chance of survival. Make some noise once again for Hyman House.
Our next awardee for the Conservation Award is Rewa Ecolodge. Accepting this award is Manager Ms. Penny Xavier. Rewa is often associated with the conservation of the alpine species and the introduction of sport fishing in Guyana. Throughout the years, they've continued to play this role and were integral partners in the Apatory Village and they launched a Save the Alpine initiative to battle the effects of low water levels in the lakes where the species inhabit.
Ladies and gentlemen, they play a key role in inputting in the draft sport fishing policy, leveraging their expertise and experience in this field, making it a robust one for the sector. Rewa Ecolodge, ladies and gentlemen.
Our next award in this category, Iwakrama International Center for Rainforest Preservation.
And accepting this award is Professional Development Fellow, Ms. Aaliyah Simon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Iwakrama continues to play an integral role in conservation nationwide and is an important partner to the Guyana Tourism Authority. Most recently, Iwakrama signed a memorandum of understanding with the Sophia Point Rainforest Incorporated to collaborate on conservation, research, and educational initiatives. Of course, the organization continues to champion its mission to promote the conservation and sustainable, equitable use of tropical rainforests to generate lasting ecological, economic, and social benefits for Guyana and the world. Please give them another round of applause for the work that they're doing at the Guyana International Center for Rainforest Conservation and Development.
And our final awardee in this category, the Guyana Marine Conservation Society.
Accepting this award is Project Director Mrs. Annette Arjun Martins.
Leading conservation initiatives in Region 1, GMCS, is a focal point at Invertero, Mabruma Sub-Region.
With the support from its project partners, the organization has provided training opportunities, particularly for women and youth, from the village, empowering them to become rangers, and so doing, protecting their resources. Now, one notable achievement is the establishment of the Girls Drones Unit. This establishment assists with community monitoring. Protection of the ecosystem along the Marima Mora Passage is a recurring campaign call by the organization to ensure this tract of mangrove forest remains for a generation. It's important work that they're doing, and tonight we are happy to recognize that work. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, make some noise for the Guyana Conservation Society.
So before we continue, I want to relieve the services of our dear Deputy Director, Mr. Dr. Mangro. Congratulations to all our awardees, and we wish you continued success throughout in all your endeavors. Esteemed guests, it is my distinct pleasure to invite a proactive leader who brings a dynamic and results-driven approach to her current portfolio.
Now, we've heard from Mr. Bash earlier this evening about how inherently passionate she is about the work that she does. Now, within the weeks of occupying her office as Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, she has demonstrated her profound passion for elevating Destination Guyana by championing sustainable, inclusive tourism that strengthens communities and cultures. We are inspired by her advocacy as she leads a dynamic industry in support of Guyana's overall development. Please join us in giving a big round of applause to the Honorable Susan Richmond, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce.
Thank you very much, Nurie and Omari. Your Excellency, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan, members of the Cabinet, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, and other permanent secretaries present here this evening, Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Mr. Baksh, Ms. Mangra, the Deputy Director, President of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, Mr. Ram Kumar, two shows, tourism stakeholders, nominees, special invited guests, staff of the Guyana Tourism Authority, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, jewels of the night. Mr. President, I just want to begin by expressing my gratitude to you for your leadership, your inspiration, and for the confidence that you've bestowed in me. I'm truly honored to be walking in your footsteps, and I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity. From the moment I assumed leadership of the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce in September, I made a promise to myself and to you that I would listen, learn, and act. My first official engagements were with hoteliers, tour guides, and tour operators. I have traveled widely since that day. I have visited the Rupununi on 3 separate occasions to walk trails, listen to seasoned tourism stakeholders, many of whom are in the room here tonight, sit beside guides, and witness firsthand how communities are stewarding their landscapes and stories. I went to Mainstay to join the motocross community and experience the energy and pride that the sport brings to tourism. I traveled along the winding rivers of the Kamuni Creek to launch wild green escapes and to celebrate a local couple whose vision turned into a product that invites visitors to experience pure serenity. In November alone, we launched 12 new tourism experiences, bringing our total to 15 experiences this year, surpassing our initial target of 10. These first months of service were not brief encounters. They were immersive. They left me with a clearer conviction about our path and a sharper sense of the work that must follow. Tonight, we gather to applaud excellence and to mark the closing of Tourism Awareness Month 2025 with force and celebration. I've also never been so happy to welcome December. We recognize businesses that raise the standard of hospitality, tour operators who design fresh experiences, guides who carried our culture with dignity, and communities that open their doors with confidence. Every award presented this evening honors dedication, creativity, and careful attention to the visitor experience. Guyana recently recorded an 18% increase in visitor arrival for the first 7 months of this year as compared to the same period last year. This performance shows progress that must inspire continued effort. That growth reflects the resilience of our sector and the world's interest in our forests, rivers, culture, and people. We have set bold national goals to match that interest. By 2030, we intend to welcome 3 million transiting passengers through our ports of entry and to attract at least 1 million visitors annually. Those targets are ambitious. They demand improved infrastructure, better connectivity, and a product that offers visitors consistent quality, clear value, and genuine Guyanese experiences. I see the Director of Budget here this evening. Good evening and welcome. The room is I haven't said anything except welcome to the Director of Budget, and the room is already excited for 2026. I would like to reiterate that the Government of Guyana, through the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, the Guyana Tourism Authority, remains fully committed to advancing this mandate and supporting the sector as we build towards these national targets. That work has already begun. The Linden-Mahura Hill Road, upgrading of 45 bridges between Mahura Hill and Leffen, improving connectivity and opening up opportunities. The rehabilitation of village roads, the Georgetown Renewal Plan, the beautification projects, and the construction of. As such, our approach to 2026 will be even more aggressive, focusing on areas that have shown the greatest potential for expansion and long-term impact. We will intensify capacity building across all regions so that quality and professionalism are present in every tourism destination. The Tourism and Hospitality Training Institute will move from construction to full operational readiness, increasing the number of trained workers who can meet the demands of a rapidly growing sector. Regional tourism desks and information centers will be strengthened, and we will work closely with local leaders so that standards are clearly understood and consistently maintained. We will advance product development with greater urgency. The recent launches in the Rupununi in partnership with Quarry, Kumu, and Mokomoko villages demonstrate the creativity that exists in our communities and the leadership that is emerging across the region. I was having a conversation earlier with the Tushao from Toko, and I'm pleased to say that he has reported that since our visit to the Toko community, he has been booked out for the rest of the year. I see the distinguished diplomats here this evening. Thank you so much for supporting us, as you always do. Of course, our veteran High Commissioner as well. We still have to go down the Mahaiga River together. Thank you always for, all of you always for your support. These initiatives demonstrate that villages can create experiences that reflect their unique culture, landscape, and aspirations. They also remind us that community tourism is a serious economic pathway capable of creating employment, strengthening local pride, and adding new products to our national portfolio. Community engagement will continue to guide our decisions. In the Rupununi, I walked trails where guides spoke of conservation and of livelihoods tied to the land. I listened to operators and community leaders who are determined to protect their lands and to ensure that tourism benefits are shared equitably. Those conversations informed our approach to tourism circuit development and to technical assistance for community-based enterprises. We will expand training for guides, strengthen market access for craft producers, and support infrastructure improvements that enhance accessibility without compromising the site's integrity. I saw up close what is possible when a community decides to present itself to the world on its own terms, with support from the government through various grants, including presidential grants and proceeds from the Low Carbon Development Strategy. We will intensify technical assistance, business support, and marketing guidance for villages and entrepreneurs who are ready to take similar steps. We will deepen our engagement with eco-lodges, cultural enterprises, agri-tourism innovators, and tour operators seeking to scale their offerings and enhance their readiness for international and domestic visitors. The recent call for expressions of interest for eco-lodge development is part of this forward movement. It signals the government's intention to open space for well-designed, community-linked, environmentally responsible investments that will strengthen regional economies while protecting natural resources. Affordability for Guyanese is central to our work. Efforts to make this a reality have already begun. His Excellency recently issued a call for a 15% reduction on domestic airfares, and that announcement has opened the door for more affordable interregional travel for Guyanese. Hotels have also responded to the call for special domestic rates, and several tour operators have special packages designed specifically for Guyanese families and groups. These actions reflect a shared understanding that domestic tourism is vital to the sector's growth. They demonstrate that the private sector is willing to collaborate with the government to facilitate exploration within our own borders, making it easier, more affordable, and more appealing to our citizens in every region. Investment and marketing must continue to work hand in hand. We will deepen our engagement with the diaspora, refine our event calendar to deliver year-round reasons to visit, and pursue partnerships that open routes and increase seat capacity. We will engage with airlines, with the private sector, and with diplomatic partners to facilitate travel corridors that make Guyana more accessible. The progress we celebrate tonight will be multiplied when we couple promotion with readiness. Sustainability, of course, remains a central pillar of our work. Our forests, rivers, savannas, wetlands, and biodiversity support livelihoods and form the foundation of our tourism identity. The Green Destinations Good Travel Seal program has strengthened our commitment to responsible development and provided a clear framework for operators seeking to raise their environmental and social standards. A number of our interior lodges and coastal hotels have secured high ratings through this program, and several of them will be recognized here tonight. Their success affirms that Guyana can pursue growth while honoring our responsibility to protect the places that support our communities and attract visitors. To those who have already received awards tonight, and to those who will as the program progresses, I offer both congratulations and a charge. continue to lift standards, continue to innovate, continue to employ young Guyanese, and to create value chains that deliver income to communities. To the nominees, continue to refine your craft. We see you. The work of tourism requires persistence and continuous improvement. I close with gratitude. Thank you to the communities who opened their homes to me and to our team. Thank you to the entrepreneurs who took risks, and to the associations that organize and advocate for fair play. Thank you to the resilient staff of the Guyana Tourism Authority who toil behind the scenes, making magic by any means necessary. See John taking an extra bump there. And thank you to the thousands of Guyanese who, through their hospitality, stories, and warm welcomes, make Destination Guyana an experience that visitors remember. Let this evening be a declaration. We will take what we have, inspire fresh partnerships for tourism across Guyana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Susan Rodriguez, Minister of Tourism Industry and Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for our Honorable Minister. After that address, I don't know about you, but I feel inspired to have more staycations and less vacations. Am I the only one? I am encouraged to know that so much is happening in the tourism industry in Guyana, and that means that we have so much more to discover about our beautiful homeland. And Omari, I'm pretty sure you never truly forget your first tourism experience. Can you remember yours?
Yes, I do remember my first tourism experience.
How old were you?
I was 15 years old.
I was 14. And I was part of a drama group that was led by Gemma Nascimento, and I'm not sure if she's present here tonight, but I remember keenly Ms. Gem saying to us, after we had done this drama tour, visiting schools all across Guyana, using drama as a vehicle to speak on social issues, that if we remember our cues, set our lines, and put on great performances, that she was going to take the entire cast to her resort on the Essequibo River. That was the Yurokabo River Resort. And I cannot forget the first time I got on the speedboat, heading up to the Essequibo, the crisp morning air caressing my face, arriving at the Yurokabo Resort, and finally being able to say, wow, I have seen something outside of Bachelor's Adventure where I grew up on the East Coast. Up until that moment, I've never ventured beyond church and school, but here I was, being able to experience more of what Guyana has to offer. You best believe, not only did my mother have to purchase new ears upon her return, she still has her old ears, but I top them off every now and then. But I also had a wonderful opportunity to write a comprehensive essay of how I spent my August vacation, because it was such a great experience. And I believe that when you experience Guyana and you indulge, immerse yourself in our tourism products, there's so many stories that you can tell to inspire other people to venture out of their comfort zones and to see more of our beautiful homeland. So once again, Minister, thank you so much for your address tonight, and of course the work that you are doing at the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived in the portion of our program tonight where we will be inviting His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali to join us on stage to present the next few category of awards. Please put your hands commitment to cultural preservation and local empowerment. And our nominees for this category are Shulanab Village, Aishalton, Katurup, and Kanashan and Tonga Village. And ladies and gentlemen,
as a result of their remarkable dedication and passion invested in its development, this community's hard work has been a foundation for their success.
Go, Micah!
instilling a sense of pride among residents. Please, once again, make some noise for that the most outstanding new community-led based tourism interior. Next, we have the award for Tourism Business of the Year, SMMEs. Now, this distinguished award is available to all tourism business service providers, SMMEs. It is intended for those who exhibit a deep understanding of their market and have a proven track record of consistently surpassing customer expectations while showcasing well-defined plans for future growth and development. Your nominees are Savannah Tours, Beachy Eco Lodge, Wanderlust. Ladies and gentlemen, Wanderlust Adventures UI has established itself as one of Guyana's most innovative and impactful tourism businesses. Please put your hands together once again for them. We move on to our penultimate award that will be presented by His Excellency, and that is the Tourism Business of the Year. Now, this distinct and Wilderness Explorers Guyana Limited.
Trouble, please. Our winner for this category is Wilderness Explorers Guyana Limited.
Track record of strong commitment to conservation. They consistently set a high standard within the tourism sector. Its proven track record reflects a sustained ability to surpass expectations, demonstrating both reliability and excellence in delivering meaningful, responsible travel experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, and our final award that we will have His Excellency present, Investment of the Year. This award in tourism is presented to any tourism establishment that has demonstrated exceptional investment initiatives, contributing to the growth and enhancement of the tourism industry. Your nominees are Guyana Island Resort, Grand Coastal Incorporated, Savannah Tours, Seas Farm, Air Dash, Courtyard by Marriott, Jagan International Airport, the Royal International Hotel and Shopping Mall, Alien by Best Western, Jewels by King's Hotel, Crown Hotel, Soma Hotel, Restaurant and Lounge, and Tropical Suites.
Drum roll, please. Our winner for Investment of the Year is Eden by Best Western.
For reliability and flexibility. Notably, it was among the first hotels to introduce capped room rates for locals and the diaspora, a progressive initiative that directly catered to the needs of its customer base. This forward-thinking approach reflects the hotel's commitment to accessibility, inclusivity, and customer satisfaction, making it a standout in Guyana's hospitality.
Members of the cabinet, members of the diplomatic community, and tourism stakeholders. There was a time not so long ago, our friends from Wilderness, and you guys know this well, and if you had investment in the year announcement, you'll be struggling to find one investor in the sector. Some important stakeholders who do very, very important work behind the scenes, but they're not seen at all. And one such person is Eggy. It's the Egg Work Field. Just stand. This is an extraordinary gentleman, and what they do in the Civil Aviation Authority is just unbelievable work. In the last 4 years alone, they have licensed 19 new laws. That is how things are changing. The other night I was here and I spoke about Gala. Support that your government, that sometimes I think we become short-sighted in our approach. And when we become short-sighted, we allow ourselves to lose sight of what really constitutes a winning culture. And how do we build a winning culture in everyday life of our citizens? And I'll give you a few examples here tonight alone. Dad spoke about more incentives than the sector needs. And I'm here to tell you that the sector is not making use of 10% of the incentive that is available to the sector. As I speak to you tonight, there is absolutely not one outstanding investment application at Guyana Office of Investment. And Andrea is here, Gala, an investment of about $1.5 million US, 100% exemption. We fixed this when I was there. But the industry still needs to understand what is there. Because sometimes you'll be pushing for things that are so glaring in front of you. The question is, how are we preparing our business models to get the investments, the opportunities that are there, the incentive? Are we even writing up a proposal? And my brother from Wilderness will tell you that for years, you have persons who want to be in the sector, don't even want to put up a proposal. Don't even want to invest to put a proposal together. And that is the role of God, the hand-holding role. Because if the problem is people are not making use of what is in the system, then what are we fighting for? And I want to position to you tonight that I'm going to hire 4 young persons, and I'm going to challenge you to go to them with your ideas. Let them help you write your business plan up, your investment plan, take it to go invest, get registered as a company, get registered with your TIN number, get registered under the regulations, and let us take it forward. There is absolutely no backward approach. You can't want to be part of a sector and then not want to be integrated into the sector by its rules, its regulations, its governance. So sometimes the private sector shoot themselves in the feet because they speak for a moment without an appreciation for what exists. And this is not nothing tag at all, because I'm in full support of you. More incentives is going to come. But there is so much to this deal that is not utilized. Guyana will tell you, they went through the learning curve. Wilderness can tell you, it's how you classify your investment. Classification, simple things like classification of your investment. Understanding the rules. How the rule apply. If you look, if I have to make a decision as a citizen, and I would say, if my government will give me X dollars of cash grant over 5 years, and X dollars of housing support, or housing improvement support over 5 years, which comes first? I would calculate my rental savings or my loan savings on the housing support, annualized impact, and the impact over 5 years. Similarly, the incentives that will come, we have already promised. Special incentives on four-wheel vehicle, four-door double cab pickup, which is crucial for the sector. We have incentives, and I said this. Our product is an experience. If you go to Aruba, little Aruba, one of the most impactful experience is a safari drive in the open top vehicles. These are things that are available. We just have to get the documentation right. You just have to get, and I will tell you, and I've helped many organizations, many communities. And she can tell you how, when you do the work in preparing the document, how the system helps you. But sometimes you don't want to do that heavy lifting in preparing the document, in preparing the proposal. And that is crucial. And if that is really the gap, my brother from Guyana, then call upon the government to help you fill that gap with a human resource, capability, and capacity to help you prepare the documents, prepare the investment agreement, help you build the companies within the rules and the architecture, so that we can take it through the investment agreement, GRA, the Ministry of Finance. Let us set up an interagency committee with TAG, Ministry, and these young people. And you have people in the room who did it and did it well. And let us get that. See, a winning culture requires knowing what game you're playing, understanding the rules of that game, and playing to win that game. But if we have a superficial analysis of the problem, then we will not go to the deeper solutions that are required. And tonight I want to position them together. Together, we go to that deeper solution so that we can optimize what is already there. Are we there together? One of the most amazing experiences I've had in the last 2 weeks is visiting Jamaica. Jamaica can overcome. Jamaica blessed. That's a culture that is deep. That is a love that is deep. That is an understanding of what true patriots are. And that is what we need to build in this country. And our hear about something you don't value. And that was an amazing experience. How many of our newspapers took it to their front page as a guy? Tag spoke on the stage and did not say a word about this. So it's good if there your punching bag is only the government. But it's better if we understand the priorities of further sector. Over the last 5 years, we have won at least 5 international awards. How much of it went on responsibility? Should we ask the question as to why? Why? Why is it not there? Is it that we're afraid to celebrate our success? Or is it that we believe celebrating success lifts the government up? No. It lifts the people up. It lifts the industry up. But we can sit and sidestep many of these issues. One of the amazing things about prominence is that it brings a sense of realization on leaders that does not allow you to sidestep issues. It allows you to confront it and drive and lead the change that is necessary. One headline from that backing the decision. And how great that was for this country in tourism. When we went for Global Super League, Jane, you were happier than anyone else in that. Not one headline led by TAG. And TAG is our friend. We'll back you. Let me say this very clearly. I am backing TAG and will work with TAG 1,000% in tourism. No sidestepping that. But we have to address this together. Rafik is in the room here. Rafik is one leader in the private sector who always backs what is said. Respond to him immediately. And we'll draft solutions together. Because I know I'm confident when we make a decision, there's a champion there in the Manufacturing and Services Association that will back the tourism sector. If all the operators in this room come together and raise $10 million US, and then come to the president and say, out of these 9, we want to form one consortium and take one to the next level. We can raise $10 million. Help us go to the IDB Invest and raise another $30 million so that we can build this one as a consortium. The role of that. Getting the room together. Not only the beautiful awards. How do we tomorrow get every stakeholder in the room? I guarantee you, and every single tourism hub will have specific incentives for those hubs. Let us come to the government and say, let us agree that is what is going to shift us into high gear. The investment in regional infrastructure, the minister spoke about that. We are building out now for the first time a culture. Force of its kind. Culture is one of our strongest points. With tourism in mind when we purchase those ferries. New stadiums. An aggressive positioning of Guyana as a hosting destination. The modernization of the zoo, the new museum and art gallery, those are just a few of the many projects. So there is no second guessing whether this sector is going to be priority. This is a priority sector. I want to recognize the work of the First Lady. Amazing work throughout this country in all the parks and grounds of the region. In the interior, wherever. Today, they brought the private sector together, invested in a special building for persons living with disability, and had the private sector agree to employ one person each in that building. So you have 14 jobs created in that building that will support Mr. David, and his job is manpower planning, by the way. That we want 5,000 persons living with disability to be employed. When I announced the orange economy, the plans for development of the orange economy, IDB can tell you what the orange economy is doing throughout the world. It is a new big thing. And I said that we're going to come with a concept, we'll have consultations in January and build out this orange economy. But again, we heard the most negative voice, the loudest. But I love it, because I love defeating negativity. And I want to assure the stakeholders of our local tourism sector that we're moving full speed ahead. The global numbers speak for themselves. Tourism is a vital, fast-growing industry. It is exactly the kind of sector that can push our economy against external commodity shocks. It is also the cornerstone of our wider strategy to diversify the local economy, broaden our sources of growth, and generate and sustain meaningful employment for our people. Therefore, we are not slowing down. We are not turning back. We are building a stronger, more resilient, more creative Guyana. And tourism is central. Tourism is not based on guesswork or wishful thinking. It is grounded in the undeniable global trends that show just how powerful and transformative the sector has become. Global tourism is once again one of the world's fastest growing industries. International arrivals reached 1.4 billion in 2024, an 11% jump from 2023. The sector generated $10.9 trillion US dollars, or 10% of global GDP. It supported 357 million jobs. The momentum continued into 2025. In the first half of this year, international arrivals grew by about 5%. Global air travel rose by 7%. What this signals is that tourism is back after the contraction brought by the pandemic. But it's not only back, it is surging forward, stronger, and it is unstoppable. These numbers show how important tourism has become to the global economy. In 2024, travel spent almost $2 trillion US dollars, and that figure is expected to rise to $2.1 trillion in 2025. Countries across the world, from Japan and Spain to the UK and Turkey, reported strong increases in tourism earnings. The sector now fuels many other sectors: construction, transport, food production, culture, technology, and the digital economy. This is why they said that where tourism grows, opportunity falls. As we roll out our new economy, tourism stands as a major pillar. It brings jobs, it attracts investment, it earns foreign exchange, it drives inclusive growth. The global trends are clear. Tourism is resilient, dynamic, and full of potential. Tourism continues to blossom in Guyana. The world is discovering Guyana, and demand is rising. The numbers tell a story. We recorded an 18% increase in visitor arrivals for January to July 2025. Our top source markets, the United States, the Caribbean, Canada, and Europe. continue to show strong growth. These results show that Guyana's appeal is widening and that our strategy is working. Our skyline is also changing. Hotels are rising across the country and creating infrastructure needed for a modern tourism economy. By the end of this year, we expect to have about 2,000 hotel rooms. This is a major leap forward, and there is much more coming. Over 15 new hotels are either under construction or in the planning stage. These investments strengthen our ability to welcome more visitors, support more jobs, and drive more economic activity. They're not isolated projects. They form part of a larger national push to build a stronger, more diverse economy. We're also expanding what Guyana offers. We're developing expedition and luxury cruise tourism. We're building a strong sports tourism sector. We're growing our festival tourism, niche and festival tourism. That is where the power is. You know, Colin, when we started the Rukununi Music Festival, I could point to these things, you know. The Guyana Festival, Amanda. When we brought the Guyana Festival, we brought back all the stars, and all the celebrities from around the world. It was a grand homecoming. One of the things that hurt me the most between 2015 and 2020 when they abandoned the Guyana Festival. And I called the staff at GTA, I said, can't you convince these guys to please keep this? We've invested so much in this. Stacey's in the room, she can tell you. Blood, sweat, and tears when there was no money in the system. And not our thing were there. We did it. Andrea, the Guyana Festival brought in thousands of persons into this country. And we didn't have to hear it like we have today. Festival tourism is important. Building all these products and keeping them. Every single day, I receive 3 or 4 texts. You know what is the question? Can't you do something to get back to finals, CPL finals next year, the next 2 years? From why the hell are you going to bring that to Guyana, to this position? But we're going to do it. We're looking at all the events. And I'm not afraid to tell you, you win some, you lose some. I've engaged in the last 2 days an idea of trying to get the Hockey World Cup to come to Guyana. The Field Hockey World Cup. Because these are small opportunities that we can start trying into, that bring people in. If we want to create a destination Guyana, I'm going big in 2030 for one of the largest global events. You already put the letter in. I'm not going to tell you what it is. No. Bigger. We're going for something that is extraordinary, something that sells the world who we are. And I'm going to keep it to my chest a bit longer. But know that we've already put a letter in. We're expanding what Guyana offers. We're developing our market for luxury cruise tourism. And when we build out the waterfront, I want you guys to come together. Go to Royal Caribbean and say, you come to Trinidad, you have to add Guyana to your destination. We must and you build out the infrastructure, our craft industry, our art industry, our artists. This is your business. You have to help me push, you have to help me fight. This thing cannot come to us. We have to fight for it. It's a competitive market, it's a hard market, but we have friends who will fight with us. Barbados is a home port for cruise lines. One of the top home ports. And I know my Prime Minister in Barbados will fight with us to get one of those cruise liners to come here, but help us to fight. Help us. Let us break all the barriers, break down the obstacles, let us do it together. Grow up with weakening, and we cannot allow that. The Institute will help us maintain high standards and prepare our workforce for the demands of a growing industry. It will protect the gains we are making and ensure that tourism remains, but also from the skills and artistic strengths of their people. It creates jobs, supports small businesses, and strengthens national identity. The orange economy includes many sectors, include music, film, theatre, dance, visual arts, fashion, design, craft, festivals, and cultural events. It also includes creative services like advertising, architecture, publishing, animation, gaming, and digital media. Cultural heritage such as museums, historical sites, and traditional practices is also part of it. Together, in this way, the orange economy turns creativity into economic opportunity. We have a vision too of our orange economy. It is geared to build a vibrant, creative economy that empowers our people, enriches our tourism product, strengthens our national identity, and drives sustainable, diversified growth, where culture and creativity become engines of opportunity. While the orange economy brings a dynamic new energy to our tourism sector, it is not being positioned to replace our traditional offerings, but rather to profoundly and evolving traveler desires. Therefore, we must view this investment in the orange economy not as a competition. We all have a role in weaving these threads together to build a stronger, more diverse tourism product that will truly be the envy of the world. On that note of unity and shared purpose, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to tonight's awardees. Your excellence is the very foundation of our future success. And I wish all of you continued growth and achievement in all your endeavors. I thank you. God bless you. And I leave you with one message. We are in this movie together. We are one class. We are one class. We are one suspense. And we are one blockbuster on video. I thank you and God bless you.
Will be served at tables 1 to 3. 1 to 3 will head out for buffet service. The remaining tables will follow tables 1 to 3 in numerical order.